So I wanted to do a video about all the candidates, the Democratic millions that we're all scared of, how many there are, and just trying to get lost in the weeds. The biggest thing I've noticed is that people keep saying that the far left is pushing the Democrats. There's like 3 left Democrats. That's it. Only one that's getting talked about, and that's Bernie, of course. And then 3 left Democrats and a bunch of centrists. So it's really interesting to me that we're all talking about it like it's this whole left, crazy far left. It's a bunch of centrists. It's a bunch of people that used to probably 25 years ago be fucking Republicans. So that's not a thing. Out of the 20 candidates or so right now, only probably 8 will make it to the 3rd stage. First 2 debates are a month apart. I don't see that many people dropping off. You might see 1 or 2 here and there, but they're really just trying to get their name out. You probably lose 3 or so, I'm guessing, after that first debate, and another 1 or 2 on the second debate. But really, we're looking at 8 candidates that we're probably going to be voting on by the time the actual elections come around, which are 6 months after the first debates. A long-ass election cycle. So, 20 candidates. This is more of a reference for anybody that gives a shit. 20 candidates. Number 1 polling, Joseph Biden. Former ex-president, groper, nothing to say. He's just Uncle Joe. Who cares? If you like him, you're a centrist moron. So there's my thing. Bernie Sanders, polling second, 22.5%. Second most popular the last election. I mean, if you know him, you know him. If you don't, it's just funny that people constantly attack him for stuff that he doesn't even do or say. There's so much propaganda around Bernie. He's not my favorite, but I prefer him over most of the field. Kamala Harris is polling at 3rd. There you go, CNN. You mention her name enough times, people know who she is. So good for you. Kamala is not great. That's all. I don't. She is a very bad voting record, a very bad criminal prosecution record. She doesn't prosecute rich people, is what I get from her history. If you want to look into it, don't waste your time. Beto O'Rourke, he's polling 4th at 7.6%. This guy lost to freaking Ted Cruz, and he oppressed the true progressive and Senator Hernandez. Anybody that crushes a true progressive is not my okay. And if you lose to Ted Cruz, whose dad was the, helped kill JFK. I mean, come on. This guy's ridiculous. Everything that's been said about him is ridiculous. He's ridiculous. Elizabeth Warren's polling at number 5, a progressive. No, not a progressive. She's owned by Monsanto. She's okay on some policies, but she's gonna be she's against the big banks, but she's fine with big agro and big pharma. So I don't expect anything to come from her that's progressive. She's a centrist candidate, and if that's your far left candidate, then you guys need to find out what left and right is. Number 6, Cory Booker, polling at 3.4%. Who cares? God, Cory Booker. Like, criminal justice reform is his big platform. Let him talk about it on the debate stage and then make him disappear. Amy Klobuchar. Who cares? She's big on the opioid crisis, and she really thinks we need to concentrate on swing states. Besides that, everything she says is just nothing. Pete Buttigieg, 2.4%, currently polling. Gosh, he's big on economic opportunities. We need to change the way our economic opportunities. The least amount of actual policies of all of the platforms. Julian Castro, he's polling next. Never heard of the guy before he came out. He's for Medicare for all and immigration reform. And he also did not run against Ted Cruz once, I believe. So who cares? Tim Ryan, another name. Hey, anybody know Tim Ryan? He's big on cracking down on the Chinese trade deals and the Chinese trying to take over our currencies, and he's really big on that. And he wants to help out unions. I can see him making it to the final stages, actually. So watch for him. Pete Buttigieg and Tim Ryan might be the corporate centrists that are going to be there. Kristen Gillibrand. She wants women's equality, and she has a very conservative past. Andrew Yang, universal basic income. Good for you, Andrew Yang. I hope he makes it to the debate stages. He's going to be on the first one at least. He has hit the 65,000. So, and all the things that the DNC keeps changing. So Andrew Yang's interesting. He's smart. Universal basic income is his key policy, and he's got a lot of good things to say. Not a true progressive, but he's a good guy. Jay Inslee, never heard of him before. He's all for green energy and climate change. He is actually polling next from Washington. He could be a centrist progressive, I guess. I've heard a few things, and he is somebody that's coming up. He could be good for the country. He's good to be on the debate stage. I don't actually see things happening. John Delaney, he says he can work on both sides of the aisle. He's a problem solver. John Delaney's next. Never heard of the guy. 5 minutes of listening to him on board. John Hickenlooper. Haven't found an interview from this guy, but he's polling next. Medicare for all, gun control, gay rights. That's his platform. So I don't know who he is. I can't find any good interviews. Eric Swalwell, he wants to investigate Trump. He wants to get into president and go backwards into investigating Trump. And he wants to ban assault rifles. So he's not interesting. He's boring, plain white bread. Tulsi Gabbard, if anybody has seen my videos, I am all for Tulsi. She is all for anti-regime change. She might not make it to the final ticket, but if she is not our Secretary of State, if she is not our Secretary of Defense, then Democrats are losing, and they deserve to. Marianne Williamson is polling next, and she is considered to be the person that might get on the debate stage. Tulsi was the last one that has officially declared the debate stage. She is number 16 or 17. Marianne Williams is close, but not making it yet. And she believes that our policy should be based on morality and relieving stress. So Medicare for all is a good idea because it relieves stress. Unemployment's a good thing because job opportunities is a good thing. All these things relieve stress. That's her big thing. Interesting, very smart person. Like to have her on the debate stage. Like to listen to her ideas. Wayne Messin, he's for getting rid of student debt. Not on the debate stage. Not close. We'll see what happens. It's got to happen in the next 2 weeks. And then Seth Moulton, he's a defense specialist. He wants a new approach, but he helped Pelosi. If you help Pelosi get elected, screw you. The final one, not making it to the debate stage yet. Halfway there, Mike Gravel. If you watch anything, watch Mike Gravel's attack against Obama, Clinton, and Biden in the 2008 debate, and you'll see why we need him on the 2006, 18 debate, 20, or whatever. It's like the election's so far away, and we've been talking about it already forever. So 8 people is what we're going to come down to. If you blank out this summer, don't worry. Come November, 2 debates in November. That's when people can start paying attention. I predict by November, it'll be down to 12, and by the first election, it'll be down to 8. Biden, hopefully not there, probably will be. Bernie Sanders, gonna be there. Elizabeth Warren, gonna be there. Kamala and Beto O'Rourke, Kamala's gonna be there, Beto might. I'm hoping Cory Booker will be gone, Amy Klobuchar will be gone. You might see Pete Buttigieg and Tim Ryan on those debate stages as well. And like I said, I think Andrew Yang and John Inslee, the UBI and green policies are definitely good ones to get on the debate stage. But those are my picks. I want Tulsi on the stage. I want Bernie on the stage. I want to push that conversation left because the conversation isn't left. It's not left. It's not left. These people are centrist to right, and they're calling themselves Democrats. The far left isn't even being talked about. They're being blasted, but not actually talked about.